In this episode, I will share a story of a man who thinks he should send his girlfriend money to the Philippines who he has never met online. This is not a new topic, but it happens often enough and it is very significant to the dating scene, but a great reminder to men never send money online. We'll get deeper into this topic. Here is the person by the name of Chuck who writes, I have a friend who lives in Oregon. He has met a 67-year-old Filipina woman on Leyte online. They have been communicating for 6 months. She has never asked for money. Now she wants to get married and wants $550 for a down payment on a piece of property. How likely is this to be a real deal? Thanks for your time. Firstly, I believe your friend is you. Secondly, 67-year-old Filipina? What are you thinking? Why would you want to be with a 67-year-old woman as a brand new relationship in another country? Why not choose someone that is 67 years old in your home country? At that age, there would be lots of options and people much closer to your culture, people you can actually meet regularly and scout them and see if they are the real deal yourself. Why bother with a 67-year-old in the Philippines? The only reason why someone even deals with Filipinas is because of the youth and the age gap difference they cannot get back home. Why pay for something that's so used up? Lastly, $550 may not seem like a lot to you, but to a 67-year-old living in the Philippines, that's a lot. Let's get deeper by seeing some of the comments on the story on Facebook. William says, $550 is a lot less than he would spend on an American woman in 6 months. The fact that she waited 6 months before asking you for money makes me think she is legit. I do suggest flying out to meet, even if it's just for a couple of weeks. No matter what happens, I wish you the best of luck. William here makes a comment because he's thinking logically. He's thinking from a place that would make sense. The only problem is, the Philippines, nothing makes sense, and nothing has any logic to it. The logic of someone waiting 6 months to ask for money is okay if you consider an equal relationship in the West, but not in the Philippines. In the Pinoy land, they have nothing but time, no job, and they're talking to dozens of men, so they play the long game. There are two types of cons. The short, where they immediately ask you to give them money, and the long, where they talk to you since they are bored with nothing better to do, you along with 10-15 other men, and then ask them strategically, one by one, to get money sent to them. Also, I do agree with flying out there to visiting this person if you so want to be with them, even though they are 67 years old, even though they are halfway across the world. It does not make sense to me. Jimmy says, tell your friend it's like buying a new pair of shoes. You have to try them on first. Timothy says, 67? Are you kidding? 27 maybe. This is where the problem lies. Many of us, like Timothy, myself, and even the next comment, Don, is wondering why a 67-year-old who says, I don't see a 67-year-old living in a remote location well-versed in Facebook or any other online forum. It's probably someone pretending to be one and trying to trick you. Another excellent point, another possibility of other people just simply playing with you and trying to be sure they can scam you by gaining your trust, by making it seem, by saying she's 67, somehow she's not trying to scam you for money. 67 provides credibility. It gives you this idea that the person is mature and looking for a real relationship, therefore letting your guard down and asking a lot less questions. Colin also says, at 67, I would say she's too old, as when she dies, the children inherit, a foreigner cannot inherit land. Yes, you have to remember that as well. Even if this person is really 67 years old, her motive should be questioned. What is the purpose of her buying land at 67 years old? It's not like she's trying to invest in her future. Obviously, she wants it for her family, for their future, and not yours. Although nothing wrong with that, she should be clear and upfront about her desire, her needs, and her intent. The next two comments make my point clearly. That's called a love scam. I think real thing in social media is rare nowadays. I don't trust people online. Sorry. RC Cherry says, if your friend don't know yet, they are investigating Pogo in the Philippines. They have lots of computers and workers in the building, finding guys abroad to scam. They pretend to be women looking for love, so be careful. Like others said, here, go meet her in person first and see where things lead. If you follow news in the Philippines or anywhere in Southeast Asia, frankly, you will see almost on a weekly basis large-scale scams get busted by officials and authorities and the police. Imagine how many don't get busted. Imagine how many aren't as large and as obvious as the ones that get hundreds of employees arrested. There are so many scams in the Philippines, it's unbelievable. Dating online is like walking into a minefield. You never know what you will find or step on, and sometimes it can be very dangerous. Do not associate your money with the Philippines on any level. Sending money, buying property, investing, I would say simply visit there and see for yourself, and soon you will realize most of the things you see online are just a fantasy, a facade, nothing real. Not the relationships, not the women, not even the beaches, of course not the food, the fake people. Everything is like living in third world country at first world prices, as some of you have pointed out in the comments. That is the best way of describing the Philippines. Third world at first world prices, especially if you want to be comfortable on any level living in that place. As you can see, these types of things happen on a regular basis. Everyone is warning this person about the love scams, but somehow I feel they will just go ahead and do what they want and find out the hard way, as so many of us have in the past. It is now time to take a look at yesterday's best and worst comments. Yesterday, we talked about that American YouTuber who got kidnapped in the Philippines and how everybody thought that the Philippines was safe and a paradise. Well, not everyone, but most Philippines YouTubers, expats, who just want to get praise from the people and views in order to make some money. The best comment is from Gecko. Number 1. The region is the most well known for kidnapping crimes. 2. He's with his second Zamboana wife, said the first was a scammer. Being a convert to Islam, he could divorce. 3. Getting on his many videos nearly naked, shirtless, weak. 4. Ignored his own intuitive alarms going off for months. Yes, these are all based on this person's videos. It seemed like he was, 1, bragging about the fact that he, as a foreigner, living in the most dangerous place in the Philippines. 2, he clearly does not have any money. If he did have some money, he would not live in those conditions. 3, apparently he was sending money and lending money to people. You cannot do that in the Philippines because, firstly, you put a target on your back. Secondly, you're taking away business from other loan sharks. He's made several big mistakes and he's drinking beer on camera. Religious fanatics do not like that. There are so many mistakes that he made, I do not know where to begin. I do not wish this man any harm. I hope he is found and he learns from his lesson. And many of us also learn not to make the same mistakes as this person did. Subscribe to the channel to spread the truth and the facts about this country. Click thumbs up, click super thanks, super chats, any way we can please the YouTube overlords. Thanks for watching. God bless.